Hello, friends. It's Chapo. Okay. So it began with a Tucker Carlson interview. A two-part Tucker Carlson interview.
Well, it began, I believe, with his fashion line being unveiled with a bunch of shirts that said "White Lives Matter."
Yeah, he was at Paris Fashion Week with Candace Owens, and they were both wearing Kanye branded T-shirts that said "White Lives Matter."
And I don't think I think only Gigi Hadid was shocked by this. I think the only way you can be shocked by this after the last 6 years is if you eat 300 calories a day.
But yeah, when I first saw them, the clips from the Tucker Carlson interview were hilarious to me because it was just I was trying to imagine what the Tucker Carlson audience would be getting out of Kanye talking about.
Everyone's like, Anna Wintour's your friend. I'm like, this Gabby girl and Gigi and these people, they would have never said anything negative unless they got the okay from Condé Nast, unless they got the okay from Anna.
Balenciaga is not a real fashion house. Anna Wintour didn't like my boots. She was very mean to me. But then I realized, I was like, this is gibberish, and this is gibberish to me, let alone the fucking Mimas and Peps watching this. But then I realized, Matt, you correctly pointed out that thanks to Trump, all that audience now has totally imbibed they know who Anna Wintour is because of Trump,
and the register of catty media gossip is now one that they have wired into their greater political ideology, their oppression and resentment matrix. It's all now wired into these totems because Trump taught them how to do it. And so they're like, absolutely, Mr. West. Anna Wintour, she's very two-faced. she was so mean to our president. She wouldn't put Melania on the cover of Vogue. That was a thing.
That was a thing?
Yeah, that was a thing.
Did you see there was a reply to that video? Someone was saying what is a Fox News viewer getting out of this? And it was just one of those conservative middle-aged men with a big square torso who's just wearing a long sleeve polo shirt tucked in, just maximizing how shitty he can look. And he was like, all I see is an independent, intelligent leader of blacks. It's very well said.
Yeah, but I feel I think you hit the nail on the head with the Tucker interview where you said he stole Trump's whole flow.
Yeah, no,
and
but that's the thing. This is the next stage of Trumpism. That's what I realized. Plenty of people have probably pointed this out before, and if they have, they're correct. But and I'm sorry I'm late to the party, but just seeing this whole thing play out and seeing the way that his words provoke the media response and then the way people respond to that response, you see exactly what happened when Trump just decided to fucking cannonball his ass into political discourse when he started with the birther stuff. It's the exact same trajectory. He says something outrageous that pushes liberal sensibilities, that gets a pushback from the unified mainstream media, which is not some conspiracy, but is just a bunch of liberals acting like liberals. And then the response from the alienated Republicans and the conservatives seeing how the liberals act and deciding this guy must be onto something, which pushes him further in the direction of saying what they want to hear. Yeah. I mean, he's the next one. And if Trump is this celebrity-ification of politics, none of the Republicans can match him completely. Like we talked about DeSantis. DeSantis is all of that minus the thing that made it work. It's all of the grievances turned into policy, but without the face. Where's the face? And without Trump, there's nobody to come after him. And it's Kanye. He is the one.
Yeah. So in the Tucker interview, he said that he will be president one day.
And I'd be like, yes, I
honestly,
think you're right.
I can see it.
I'm taking him at his word here. And Matt, you and I were talking about this last night, and it just it hit us like a bolt because for years, we've been wondering what comes after Trump. Because he changed the game, but the pretenders to the throne, you have to already be famous.
Yes.
And the thing about Kanye is that he's mega famous.
Hugely famous.
He's hugely famous. He has the same affect as Trump in that he's what interests him and excites him are the same things that Trump is interested in, which is fashion and media. And he also has
just also from a point of view of total black hole narcissism. That's very key to it.
Yeah.
All of this is generated by a mind devoted to the self completely.
He has the same, like you said, catty kind of asexual sort of vibe to him. It's just okay, but now the Tucker interview was good enough, but he kicked it off into the stratosphere with the Instagram post, and I guess the question is, does Kanye have the potential to be the Black Hitler?
Jewish people.
tough to say, right? Because it's like, we've talked about this, how like the January 6 people are like a poor stand-in for the Freikorps, who are just, World War I veterans who are already dead.
Yeah.
So I guess in this, like, best possible conditions for Kanye being Hitler are that he has his own Freikorps, but that's like hip hop forum posters.
Yeah.
Who also they're not a very good Freikorps.
Yeah.
So I don't.
The uniforms will all include those insane, goofy, giant black boots that you can't even like.
Yeah.
Try running in those. Try running in one of those pairs of fucking shoes.
Well, his Holocaust, like he would do it his way, where he would like rent out a stadium and make like a replica of his mom's house, and then like make Marilyn Manson play a Jewish guy. And there'd be a whole ceremony where he tries to make like Kim come back for like a fake renewal of vows, and they'll kill Jews at a rate of like 3 per day.
Yeah.
They're never going to get into the millions.
No, I mean, like,
his attention span's a little
Black
too short.
Hitler,
Yeah.
like actual Black Hitler, probably not. American context isn't the same, but the next conservative figurehead of like conservative reaction turned into like a political coalition. And I think that's possible. Now, the problem is, yes, he's super famous, but not famous among the old people who vote for Republicans. That's the big
But
problem.
but he's
those people
fixing
are
that right
dying
now.
rapidly.
I know, but he's fixing that right now because I think what makes it such a powerful like heir to the mantle of Trumpism is that he's already mega famous, but he is taking these sort of anti-woke culture war stance, like the
Well, that is crucial.
like the white
That's a
lives
big part
matter,
of it.
like
And
the
that's
white
going
lives
to-
matter
That's
shirt.
going to get buy-in from older people.
But like crucially, he is doing it from someone who is on the sort of like the media entertainment side of the cultural divide. He's conquered the realm of music, fashion, like entertainment. So he is from the inside of the house making the call to the MAGA memas and peps, and telling them that everything that they think is true.
Okay, I got one for you. Was it the right thing to do or the exact catastrophically wrong thing to do for Trump to put Kanye on the ticket if he gets the nomination?
I think that like
I don't think the two of them could work together.
No,
I
they
think
no
that's
they
too
can't.
much.
They
It's too
can't.
much.
Yeah,
it's a
they
hat on a
can.
hat on a hat.
No, they can't. They can't because there would be instantly a falling out.
Yeah, it's
and
true.
I think like okay, what is Kanye?
He would do that if he was interested in a political project, which he isn't.
Right. And Kanye's whole thing is, you can tell that he's really mentally ill because he's so annoying. Like, his whole thing with Drake, his whole reason that he hates Drake in the first place is like, you have to help me. You abandoned me. He says his new thing with Drake is like, I thought you were my friend. Why weren't you doing anything when the Kardashians were kidnapping my children? And it's like, yeah, that sounds like a great thing to do, to like just fucking to insert himself into a custody battle with a crazy guy, to just go in and be like, I'm on this guy's side.
People have speculated that Trump ran for president because Obama was very mean to him at the correspondence dinner. But like this is the kindling that will stoke a great fire. And I think there's a good chance Kanye wants to run for president to punish the Kardashian family.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, which I say, have at it. someone's got to discipline those phonies.
It's true. They are running wild.
Yeah, but I guess Drake would be like whatever Democrat's secret weapon.
Oh,
Because Drake really takes him out of his element.
he's Canadian though. He can never be president.
Yeah, but he'll be, I don't know, he'll be like a Manchurian candidate. Drake really brings out the worst in people.
I'll tell you, if Kanye becomes president, goodbye Eurovan. That's all I know.
Yeah.
That's going to be the end of
God.
Armenia as a country. He's going to just like actually join like Turkey and Azerbaijan.
You know what the Kanye thing, there are so many parallels to Trump, but like, fit for his time and place in American culture and history. Trump's thing of being the best baseball player in New York, that's replaced by Kanye's maybe even funnier thing of claiming that he's a GD, claiming that he's like a notorious gang member in Chicago.
That is wild.
Hilarious.
Didn't know.
Hilarious.
Dude.
I didn't know that.
You were in a room with a guy once. Like, that's it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, he claims he was like a GD growing up, and
That's so
he's
funny.
like he's rediscovered being a GD at like age 39
Of course.
after his second kid was born. Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, just as an aside, I know, we've often said that there should be some sort of rule banning anybody who, in journalism and punditry, who is enthusiastically cheerleading the war in Iraq from ever talking about anything ever again because they've been disqualified. I would argue a similar rule should be applied to any cultural critic who spent the decade before the 2016 election insisting that Kanye is the greatest genius in human history.
Oh my God, yes. Oh my God,
I'm
yes.
like, I'm sorry, you're done. You were a dumbass. How am I supposed to trust you when you were looking at this? Because I'm sorry, it's not like, yes, obviously he was less, cracked at that point, but just to look at what he was putting out, which is just this monstrous performance of the self, and saying, yes, this is politically meaningful. This is actually all politics is. You're done. Hit the showers. You blew it.
Your take on Kanye determines what you think about black people. Your take on Kim determines what you think about women. Remember that?
So good. Oh,
God, that was
there's so many
awesome.
tweets that I would like to frame of people talking about Kanye West in like 2012.
Remember all the
2014.
fucking shitty memes where it's like Kanye on the as a communist icon?
Oh yeah.
Holy
Oh
shit.
yeah, like the line of communist leaders, and it ends with Kanye.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Oh Christ.
Well, I got an article.
Oh, I'm sorry. Last thing. A very annoying like pro Kanye person who I won't say their name. It's someone people would recognize in academic. The day that Kanye endorsed Trump, he very solemnly posted, "Wake up, Mr. West." One of the funniest things
Oh my god.
and like
he could have done.
I have an article here about Kanye that I want to read in a second, but like I think another thing that makes this very powerful is that like it's very you cannot be a celebrity, and this like the same formula does not work for the Democrats, because like if Kanye were to try to do like become like a Biden guy or run for president as a Democrat, let's be honest, they would buck break him.
Oh yeah.
They would
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
buck break him. Whereas, like, there's so much more purchase for being like a black guy who's speaking truth, who's independent minded, like from the Republican side. Like, it's just the calculation is all there for him.
Yeah.
if he can muster the attention span to do it.
Well, that's the real challenge. Is that everything like he's younger than Trump, so that means that his he's livelier, he's more likely, he's touchier. Can he handle the rigors of like disciplining himself towards the goal of being president? And that's the challenge. But the path is there. Whether he can do it is another thing. All he has to do, and it's going to be within a few months, is just start putting everything together into a QAnon style attack on culture,
Yes.
celebrity from within, from one who
Yes.
experienced it.
From one
Yeah,
who
yeah.
one who has
Like-
conquered the world of celebrity.
And it's like, I have seen them. I have watched them dance. I've seen them writing their name in the devil's book in the woods. And once he does that, he has the Republican Party base by their gonads, and he will just lead them wherever the fuck he wants to take them.
He's got to start
be, of course,
he's got to do an album of all proofs.
yeah. Over the
Instead
edge.
of skits on a rap album, it's just proofs. It just drops.
If he like ran for president, his coalition would be so fucking weird
Mhm.
because it's okay, like pretty much like no women, right?
That would be tough.
Yeah, that's a huge obstacle in his way.
But
very few women.
He would depolarize is the thing. He would
Yeah, no,
repolarize.
like Matt, you're talking about like this would
So he would get a lot
coincide
more
with
men
with-
from different that wouldn't vote. He's going to get how many white black guys is he going to get? How many Hispanic guys and white guys from the Democratic pool
Well, like you
who
said,
are
like,
going to be
this is-
drawn to the specific cultural message of like being a guy and dealing with these fucking women and their Jewish people supporters.
How many? Yeah, can you win an election with like very few to no women?
Well, we'll find
That's
out.
interesting
That's
experiment.
Tough. That's tough. All right, so I have an article here about the Kanye West mega weekend. This is from the Jewish Chronicle, courtesy of Dominic Green, who's a Wall Street Journal columnist. So, like, okay, before I start reading this article, which is, by the way, a defense of Kanye West in the Jewish Chronicle, can you guess what musician this author will use as a negative contrast to Kanye West?
Roger Waters.
Ding! Ding!
How did I know?
Easy. That was a meatball right on the center of the plate.
Because I knew this guy was British, and for like British Jews, like Roger Waters is worse than Hitler. Like he is just their object of hate. They do not. I think he could be their most hated guy on the planet.
They really hate that guy.
Yeah, more than
He's-
Corbyn.
Because, like, well, at this point, what other worlds are there to conquer? They've got everything tamed nicely. He is the only guy who is like famous enough and independently, established enough in people's minds that they can't cancel his ass.
Yeah.
So that's why they're going crazy, because he's not a guy who they can spend money against he doesn't have to run in a primary to be the guy from Pink Floyd. So there's no way that they can upseat him that way. So they just have to yell at him and more until, I don't know, they're going to send the Mossad guys to kill him. Who knows?
Well, Roger's 81. That's what's so funny about it. Just the constant campaign to remind people he's bad.
Yeah.
All right, so this is in the Dominic Green writing in the Jewish Chronicle headline: "Ye gods, give Kanye West a break. The road to rehabilitation is long, and if anyone can, Kanye can." The road to rehabilitation. Try to imagine if Roger Waters tweeted,
Yeah. Yeah, it's also hasn't Kanye been on a road to rehabilitation for 15 years? I'm sorry, but isn't it always I'm better now?
Okay, so the article begins. "A few years ago, I went to see the Rolling Stones. Keith Richards had lately had another near-death experience getting out of his tree, falling from a palm tree headfirst onto the beach. In fact, causing a cranial injury so severe that the doctors told him he could never take cocaine again. It seemed ominous, so I thought I'd see the Stones while the critical mass of them were still alive. The concert was at Foxborough, the giant stadium where the New England Patriots play. The support act was still on when we arrived, so we got as far away from the stage as we could. From the bleachers at the wrong end of the stadium, we could make out a little speck of a man running around on the stage and up and down the runway, waving his arms and shouting furiously. One of the things he kept shouting was his name, so eventually we realized we were listening to the rapper called Kanye West. This was before Kanye West became Mr. Kim Kardashian, and then apparently having mislaid some of his marbles, a brand called Ye, because as he explained it to the radio host Big Boy in 2018, I believe Ye is the most commonly used word in the Bible. And in the Bible, it means you. So it's I'm you. It's us. It's us.
Are you doing a bit there as him, or do you think that's how it's pronounced?
Ye?
Is it ye?
Yeah, in the Bible, it's ye, I think.
No, but Kanye,
No,
it's
yeah, but his no name, he calls himself
Is it
Y-E.
ye?
Is it ye?
Felix.
No, okay, but
Yeah.
Kanye,
I thought it was
no,
Ye.
yeah. Well, when Kanye, no, yeah, he's called
mind.
Ye, he's Ye.
Well, then
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So in the Bible, it's ye. Jesus. I don't know.
yeah, because I thought it was Yeezy.
No, he's never called himself ye.
I don't know. I literally have never seen it said. I've only seen it written down.
Same for every single word ever uttered on this.
I only hear people talk about Kanye. I've never heard him referred to whatever the hell that diminutive is.
Well, this is another reason why I think he might not be president. He changed his name to Ye and was everyone has to call me Ye, and no one did it.
Well, Trump had his
annoying.
bankruptcies. You always kind of overshoot your gas, but then you got to regroup.
But Trump's not as annoying as him. I cannot
but
stress
everybody
enough how
is getting. But
annoying
here's the
he
thing, though:
is.
everyone is getting more annoying every day, and therefore more inured to each other's annoyingness.
No,
every day.
opposite. No one is more tuned in to how annoying other people are and talks about it more than the most annoying people.
Right, but that's what draws them together: is that they all listen to each other complain about how everybody else is annoying.
I think if there was a sustained thing every day, he's on TV for hours, and it just his interests don't stick. Obviously.
Well, that is true. Trump was able to create this dog-like relationship between the way that dogs read human facial features. That's how he read the crowd, what they wanted to hear about. And so he found himself convincing himself that he cared about those things too.
Right.
And Kanye doesn't, I think, have that kind of relationship with the audience yet. Because he's less needy, frankly. I mean, at least not in the same way Trump is. He doesn't need to pander to them.
He's needier in a higher way.
Right.
Right. He needs to be. Trump is needy in an immediate way. Kanye's higher in a higher way where he has to be remembered as a cultural figure than a historical figure.
Yeah. Because he believes in God, which Trump doesn't. I think that's
Right, yeah.
the difference.
But it's always a new thing, right? Now it's Black Israelite stuff.
Yeah.
But before that, it's education. We should teach kids how to make shoes in school,
I'd like to know how to
and
make
then
shoes.
prison stuff. That's something everyone says, and then when they actually do it,
But
it's
the
like
thing is,
making bread.
if he does get if he gets people on his side, he can also, like Trump did, convince people to care about what he cares about.